Hi everyone, welcome back on my YouTube channel. Today we will fight against Bergelmir and I'm gonna show you the team that I use and I will explain you everything that you need to know to zero descent damage on this boss. Let's see. Let's first check together the skill order. Let me explain you why did I choose this specific skill order. You need to make that skill order on Lagerta, skill 3, 2, and 1. I have to use the skill 1 because I feel like if I don't use skill 1, sometime I will not have enough vigor for Gilroy to use this to spam the skill 3. That's why I use this one, and honestly, I don't feel like using the skill 2 or the skill 1 matters that much. Gilroy, obviously, Gilroy, you need to spam skill 3. You will have to spam skill 2 on Brain, and it will allow you to have enough tankiness to survive against the boss because of the barrier, obviously. And here on Revenant Merlin, you will have to respect this skill order, and this is most of the time the skill order that we will use with these supports, simply because she has 2 turns cooldown on this passive, and it will trigger when you use the skill 3. That's why you have to use skill 3 one time to trigger this passive, then 2 times the skill 2, and again the skill 3 to trigger the second passive again. Okay, that's all for the skill order setting. It is not too complicated, and you can maybe increase a little bit the damage in the fight if you play manually. Like the first 100 turns, you can spam the skill 3 on Brainin because you should have enough tankiness at the beginning of the fight. And the last 100 turns, you will probably have to swap to the skill 2 to tank the different AoE and a lot of damage that the boss is going to do. But I'm not even sure that it will highly increase the damage. So if you don't want to play manually, then you have to respect these specific skill order settings. So now let's make a short review of the different skills of Bergelmir to understand why do we have to play this team. What about the passive? When attacking, he will gain over him overwhelming fear for the rest of the battle. Okay, so it will increase the speed and it will reduce the damage taken, and it counts as a buff. So we should be able to remove this buff. And so he has this one: when target dies, increase the charge and blah blah blah. Well, you don't want to die anyway. And this one is going to counter the famous buff Overwhelming Fear. When you will inflict recovery disruption to the boss, it will remove the overwhelming fear and it will remove the recovery disruption. Also, instead of the overwhelming fear, the boss will have the breaking point. It will reduce the attack of the boss by 5%. It's considered as recovery disruption, so it will allow you to trigger all the different mechanic of Gilroy, for example. And when you will put 4 recovery disruption to the boss, and when he will have 4 times the breaking point debuff, it will remove all of the different breaking point debuff, and he will got the damage taken increase 2 instead. It also counts as recovery disruption, and it will also have the effect resistance decrease 1, which also counts as recovery disruption, and it lasts for 2 turns. So this is exactly why the Bull's Favor faction work on this boss, because you will abuse of the recovery disruption debuff to trigger as much as possible this passive. So now let's check the different stats that you're gonna need, and let me explain to you what is the point of having these stats. Unlike Gerta, you don't need her to be that fast. So she has 144 speeds and some effect accuracy. Well, nothing special here. She just has to play before Gilroy. And Gilroy, you have to put your best damage dealer build on him. He doesn't need to have that much critical strike rate because you will have a lot of different buffs that will increase the stats. And he has to be the slowest in the team because you want to benefit of the focus set. So you will have to buff him as much as possible before his first turn. Now Brennan, nothing special here. He has to play just before Gilroy, and you can use an offensive build on him because he will tank easily, and you want him to deal as much damage as possible, even if he's not doing that much damage. I'm using attack almost everywhere because is going to deal much more damage with attack instead of defense. So this is what look like my Brennan. And here, the specific things on Revenant Merlin is that she has to be much faster than the other champs in the team because you want her to trigger the second passive as much as possible, and it will allow you to tank all the different damage from the boss. If you don't have enough speed, then most of the time you will not have the defense increase too, and you will not be able to tank. That's why she has much more speed than other champs in the team. And if you respect that, then it should be not too hard to tank all the different skills of the boss, but it can also happen that sometimes the boss has an incredible mono-target skill and you will not be able to survive if you don't have the barrier from Brennan. That's why you need to use the skill to as much as possible on Brennan, because if you don't have barrier, as I said, you will just die. So it has a part of RNG that you can't control. But I feel like it doesn't take too much time, too much try to deal very decent damage. So this is all we have for the build. Now let's see what will happen during the fight, and you will see that Gilroy is doing insane damage because of Lagertha, which will highly increase the damage of Bull's Favor faction. Let's see.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. turns to sun rays, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on
walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Show any fear. I've been flying from town.
So I hope you enjoyed to see this video on Bergelmir for this season. Now we need to find a decent team for Talos. I'm gonna make a video on this boss. This is gonna be my next video. If you like to see my content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and enjoy the game, guys. See you soon.